nothing, and so he broke his pelvis. What happened was his leg went through the pelvis. He was sitting in the back seat. He braced himself with that leg, and then he shattered his arm. But he's had trouble with his hip ever since. And so they're trying to hold off on this surgery for the hip replacement as long as possible because they have a life on them. And so what happened was in this surgery, they were hopeful they could leave the hardware in from when they repaired his hip from years back, and they couldn't. And so they had to go in and remove all of that hardware. It had been calcified, and he was in surgery they thought it was going to be 3 hours, and it was more like 5. It went long. But he looks good, and I'm kind of glad that he's going to not have that plate in there anymore because the bone is healed up, and it'll have to heal up a little bit again. But they said that the screws were all broken off. Wow. That sounds painful, but they said it's just kind of become part of the bone in there. But they said it was going to not be right if they didn't remove it with the new joint, right? With the new joint, and so.
So God decided your dad didn't need the metal anymore.
He didn't need the metal anymore, right?
So now he's back to more normal.
Yeah, and so what's interesting about all of this is the technology on these kind of surgeries it's just really phenomenal right now. It's just much better than it used to be. The recoveries are faster and the rehab is good, and so he's actually really excited because he was not feeling well. He was struggling every time he bent down to pick up one of the grandkids, you know? Yeah. And so he was excited to get this and hopefully do better. After the repair 15 years ago, he's been uneven, like his legs, yeah. And so they were trying to also give him some balance back. And so I don't know if he's going to go run a marathon, but my dad is about 60, and so he's hopeful. He's just a baby. He's just
like me.
Oh, look, y'all, it's Fallon Curry's here. Hey.
I'll be 16 in July. So I'm still a baby.
You got lost. Fallon got lost. It can happen, y'all. It can happen. Shepherd is doing great. Last week he was still struggling after his surgery and everything, but he started getting better, and then he went for a follow-up appointment, and it showed that he's completely cleared up with the fluid. The inflammation is gone, and he passed his hearing test.
Amen.
Which is a big deal. And so we're excited. It's affected his personality. He had become kind of subdued a little bit. He was before he was like laying on the ground just playing with a fire truck kind of stuff. And now he's hyper. Oh, y'all are gonna laugh about it. Where does he get that from? The kid's been all over the place. And
well, he's hearing things again.
He's hearing, and you can tell he's just perked up. And we don't know what are we going to do with this kid. He wants to. I come in, he just grabs my legs and wants to try to tackle me. He's got a new lease on life. He's been jabbering a lot, more talking, but. Can't necessarily understand some of what he's trying to say, but you can understand other parts. So,
well, be sure to talk to him, and he'll hear the new words and learn them that way.
One of the things he's doing, we think, because I have somewhat of a raspy voice. He's copying that. I want him to do that.
Yeah, well, he can hear it now.
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah. At least he's talking. Yeah.
So have Fallon talk to him more.
Yeah. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. So Fallon and the kids are here now. Yeah. staying in the extended stay. It's looking like pretty soon we'll be staying in somebody's guest house here, and hopeful that the house will sell. So it's been great.
Progress.
And there was a doctor's appointment, and we got a healthy heartbeat. So, y'all, there's a lot going on. Yeah. Now she's looking for a new doctor here, so that's coming. Found it. She's good. She found the doctor. All right, how can we pray for y'all? I just took over the whole deal.
That's okay. You're part of the family.
Part of the family. All right. Betty's number 3 on the apartment list. And last week, I think you were number 7, right? Or 8? 8. Number 3.
Yeah.
So maybe another week, and you'll be number -4. Start
We need
packing.
to do a general.
Are you excited about that
appraisal.
apartment? Yes.
I can do it, or I can let you do it.
It's gonna be great. We,
It's basically thank you
excited for
a
you.
successful mission trip.
All right, house, can we, yes.
I have a praise too. I had energy and I had.
Oh, never mind. It's taking care of itself.
Stamina, and God blessed so much on the people.
There it is. I did
Okay.
good too.
That's tremendous.
We had, I just got deal, I said, this isn't just the very final count, but it was different from what I've been telling people. But, he said that we shared the Lord with 360 people.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
of those 360, 308 made decisions to accept Jesus as their Lord.
All right.
308.
And 31 made rededication.
Wow.
Okay. 308
Yes.
decisions for
10
Christ.
people, 10. So that's average, averages if you want to do
So
that.
y'all were just
30
people
people
really
a
receptive.
person.
They were open. They were ready.
God was at work.
Yeah.
I mean, we shortened down our presentation of the gospel because we could see that what we had prepared, we didn't need to say all that. They were saying, I want that. I mean, not literally, but you could just tell. It was just amazing. And I was so pleased that men were looking me in the eye and listening intently. And children were, teenagers. I had a 19-year-old boy, a 17-year-old boy, and their 16-year-old female cousin made profession of faith all at once with money. And then a 14-year-old boy made profession of faith with his grandmother. And he was sitting on the edge of his chair. I thought if I didn't ask him soon, he's gonna attack me. He was so angry. I mean, it was just amazing to see God work like that. I'm ready to go again.
We won't hold you back.
Okay?
So
Yes.
that strength was an answer to prayer right
It
here.
was. Absolutely. I thank y'all for that.
Yes.
So one of the things that came up, we had a translator and a church worker with us in our groups of 3. And I was talking with mine at one of those cities, and he said, 7 or 8 of us, I don't know if that included him, we have been praying and fasting for 65 days straight. And they had been praying before that and getting this all set up, but for 65 days they prayed that when we came in, that hearts would be receptive.
They're in the soul. 65 days. That's
Praying and fasting.
praying and fasting. With expectation. That's great. Love to hear this.
And the church now, has a lot of work to do to follow up with all these people, get them Bibles if they can, get them in groups,
Okay.
things like that. So,
Are there ways that we can help with that, or I guess we'll be.
They were pretty well organized with their own churches. They had set it up. All of this was so set up before we came. They did the preparation before, and they were prepared for the after. son.
Okay.
I understand the Gideons were bringing in Spanish language Bibles at one point, so you might want to give them a call.
Okay.
It's my understanding though that those Gideon Bibles are just the New Testament, which is better than no Bible.
Ah,
But I'm sure they would like to have the full. We carefully took some Bibles in, New Testament and full Bibles. So, and we weren't stopped at the, what am I trying to say, at the
Customs.
airports and customs, thank you. They didn't send us home. I made it.
Were there authorities ever present, or, yeah, people like standing around with AK-47s or nothing like that? No?
But, see, we could not share in a church, we could not share on the street. We had to have appointments with people's houses, and that's why I'm saying that they had it all set up, because you can't share just anywhere. You know, we just had a tourist visa, and that means nowhere. And they have people who listen or inform everywhere, maybe even in churches, so you just have to be very careful. But what that just tells me is the Lord knows where and when and who and how and all that stuff.
So it's an oppressive culture still toward freedom of religion and the gospel. Okay.
Freedom to live a healthy life and have food and clothes for your family.
Were y'all seeing great poverty?
I saw children play with toys twice. I forgot there was a man who was mentally handicapped. He was pulling around some kind of a toy with a string. The other time I saw some teenagers out on the street and they were chunking something, and I turned to my translator and I said, "What are they doing?" And he kind of laughed and said, "Marbles." So I guess they don't thumb marbles like we do. They chunk them or something. That's the only toys I saw. Jen, did you see any toys?
No,
No.
but I didn't hear any babies.
Didn't see much.
Prayer requests.
Okay.
My wife and I and 2 children will be traveling to Cameroon, and we plan to spend 3 Sundays. And there's 3 Sundays are some kind of an informal evangelistic meetings, but we will be doing a memorial service for my dad, my mom, my wife's dad, brothers and sisters that we have lost for a number of years back. And we plan to have a service in my wife's village. We'll go have 2 services in my village. We want to group the people together. We've done that before in 2002, and it was in 2000, and it was very, very effective. And so we will appreciate your prayers. Agape will be left in the hands of Reverend and Mrs. Scusa and Robert. So
I'll just be there.
You pray for them.
They do the work.
As they do the rest of the work while we will be gone.
So we will lift you up. So you're gonna have this memorial service
Yes, sir.
for all these.
All my
relatives.
family members that have died within a space of time. The last time I was back there was 2007.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you miss your people. Yeah.
I miss them. They missed me because we used to have a mission trip every year, and for some technical reason, I was